Australia! Welcome everyone. Oh, is this enough? I think I'm wearing the same shirt I was wearing last time. Oops. I don't know how to fix my thyroid issue. But anyway, welcome. Welcome. I don't know who's gonna be here today. It's very early. But I'm trying to keep my promise of streaming. I feel like every time I want to do art, I have to sit here. And I'm like, no, I can't just sit here. I have to record the fact that I'm working. Because otherwise, there will be no record of me working. So today I'm planning to make this, I guess. Not sure how that's gonna go down though. So very subtle, or it might not go down well. But let's see, y'all. Let's see how we go today, y'all. Where do I come from? Where do I get that from? So we have a lot. So this is a number 30 brush. Oh, I cut my hair. What the back? I feel annoyed the fact that I cut my hair and it's short now. Because that's what happens when you cut your hair. It's short. It becomes short. That is definitely my my definition. It's brilliant. Welcome to the chat, Duckman. How are you going? No, I cut it with like I cut it with this knife, this like haircut knife, and scissors. Is like you put two blades, two shaving blades onto razor blades into this particular comb, and then you clip it, and then what happens is you can just do that, and then it'll create this layer effect on the hair. But because it doesn't have that direct disaster look if you make a mistake, I was really brazen with it. So I basically do that in the shower in the dark, and then when I got out of the shower and turn on the light and then look at in the mirror and I realized, oh no, I cut it too short. I got too carried away. The process was fun though, but the result wasn't. And there I was basically telling myself the day before, I'm gonna grow my hair very long up to my hips. And next day, basically shaving my whole entire hair on this one sitting in the shower. Of course, we are here about to talk about silly hair stuff because this is not an emotional dumping ground. You should pay someone to listen to you because they would be able to fix it, and you might be able to claim some medical benefits attached to it. I'm thinking of getting professional as well to hear like my story. I think like you can get it like for a discounted price here in Australia. My friend got one, and she was like saying it's really good to talk about all your stuff to a professional, and I'm thinking maybe I should. you know, just to get it out there and not being with anyway, not being not having to figure out, oh no, are they gonna tell anyone else, are they gonna do anything else that, you know, I'm gonna regret later on, because they're basically, because if you're talking to a friend, that's always going to be very, very a big problem, an issue. But if you're talking to a professional, if they do that, you can always like sue them. That's always an option. So if you guys got problems, always talk to a professional. It's always best. Maybe that's why I was like, oh, I don't want to pursue the psychology particular route, because you're basically just gonna listen to a bunch of people complaining. And I don't know, that is like something ideal, becoming an emotional garbage dump. It will take like a lot of toll on you. I think like psychiatrists and psychologists probably have a really quite high suicide level as well. So that's to that. Okay, piece number 1. I'm trying to make it very, oh no, he just dropped, subtle, but at the same time not. I like how they know basically, oh, she doesn't want to listen to me. She was like being really safe going into it. It's like, oh, is she gonna listen to me? Is she gonna be kind? Because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt. I'm a fragile human being. It's okay. Everyone is a fragile human being until something happened to them, and then they're like, oh bitch, we're not gonna do this anymore. I'm gonna trample your fucking head down your fucking throat if you do that again. But no, my Australian accent just came out. And then, you know, that's when you know, oh no, I have become an adult. That's how you know. How am I gonna try this? It is gonna be like, we're gonna take with 3 colors today. Oh no! I've got paint all over me now. Got paint all over me. I got blue paint. I'm going to this Mind Body Festival soon. It'll be good to go. I haven't gone in like so many years. I'm kind of like slowly going back to my old routine, sort of. Well, you know what I really am looking forward to? I'm looking forward to buy this thing called Oxygenite, or I forgot what it's called. It's basically like this crystal, like pyramids, and then it's basically being created with, you know, inorganic matter, and then it kind of compiled, and then it has this effect of bringing, I don't know, well-being. So I want to test it out and see whether it actually works or not. I watched like documentary. I'm not sure if it's actually correct or it's actually accurate, or if it's just like people basically doing a prank on the internet. Hey, how you going? While you read? What are you doing while you're reading? No, I haven't seen you in a long time. I thought you have abandoned me in your new life. Okay, I will stop provoking you to write. Have a good work day. And hey, Smasher, welcome to the chat. I'm just making and looking for new hobbies. What new hobbies are you looking for? I'm currently trying to make a new series because I haven't done any artwork stuff yet done. I feel like I've been neglecting this bit because I haven't figured out how to get traffic for this particular shop. I'm like, I'm so annoyed. So annoyed. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to it's October in Australia right now and in New Zealand. Anaya is in New Zealand. And I'm like, insane! It's the first day of October. Crazy. And then this Mind, Body and Spirit festival that happens usually twice a year in Australia. I used to go almost like twice a year. I used to be really into like psychic reading. I haven't had one done in so many years, so I'm thinking maybe I should get one done. Although this time around I feel like I won't be as trustworthy, or I won't be as reliant as I used to. I used to be really reliant on those people, and then I'm like, now, oh, so many things have happened, might not be as reliant as I used to be, or as like, you know, holding on to every single word that they said. You were drawing for a bit. I don't know, I can't draw, so I just do abstract watercolor, and that's what I do. And then I just scan them, I printed them online, and yeah. So that's like, we're waiting for that to dry. So this is the drying station. What else are you doing for hobbies? I can't even make like a straight, like paint within a line. Like it's just impossible. And I don't feel like I want to paint within the line. I feel like it's unnecessary. Oh, you guys. I've told this story, but I don't know if I need to tell it again. Last Sunday, I went to this shopping mall, and then I needed to go to the toilet because, you know, I have a very small bladder. And then I was joining this queue in front of the female toilet, and the queue, even though it wasn't that long, it was like about 3 people kind of long. And then I was tempted, as I was queuing, there was this ambulant toilet, which is like a disabled toilet, just right on this side. And I saw like the door was like, it has green light, so I thought, oh, no one's there, maybe I can get in and use it. I pressed it, and the door opened very slowly, and there was a woman with a baby pram basically peeing inside the toilet, and I opened the door. I was the one that pressed the button. I freaked out so much. I was like trying to cover her up, like, because it's like one of those automatic doors, so it wasn't, you know, that it wasn't one of those doors that you can close and shut, or like trying to pull it with all your power. It's like those sliding doors. It opens really slowly and then it closes very slowly. I was horrified. I don't know how the mother inside there who were peeing were trying to get out of it. Was very calm. I would have screamed like, "You stupid bitch, why are you doing this to me?" Stuff like that. But I did not get screamed at. I just panicked. So that happened. Oh, that was like, oh dear God. I hope it will never happen again in my whole entire life. Either towards me or like, oh God, that was horrible. But anyway, that happened. That was my story from my adventure outside. Sometimes during times like that, I thought maybe I should not leave the couch. The couch might be bringing me protection from moments like this. Just one button pressed, and hello, embarrassment of the century. But yeah, I am looking forward to go to that particular Mind Body Festival. You know, when you go to like one of the psychic reading, right? You're always like weirded out by people who basically always ask information out of you, and then you're thinking, dude, you're the psychic, you're supposed to know things. Like, why are you asking this information? Isn't that just like, but and then they would be able to use it as like, oh, you're not open, you need to open up, which is true. If you're doing life coaching, then you might need to open up, right? Because that's a different kind of methodology altogether. But if you're advertising your services as like psychic reading, then at least the first skill that you need to get down pat is the ability to cold read people. That's extremely important. But anyway, what do you do, Smasher, if you're still here? Where are you from? Are you in the US? I need to eat. I haven't eaten yet. I should eat later, maybe. I've been eating like potato, which means I've been eating starch again this past week, and I realized like my skin got worse. I think I really cannot eat starch because my skin got really worse. I can't eat carb, I can't eat sugar. All the pleasures of life have been taken away from me. Why is this so? I'm testing out. You know, you become an adult when that happens. You become an adult when you start drinking green smoothie, which I have started doing. Ta-da! I love this brush. Number 30 brush. I'm only gonna make 20 today. I'm just making it so that I don't have to. It's still wet, so I don't want the paint to run over. Because I basically spilled it on my shirt already. This is a newly washed shirt. Just washed it. I'm so clumsy. I burned my hands. I cut my hand with glass. Oh god, so many accidents. I think I'm taking into granted with the fact that that my body heals. It's okay, it will heal. It's like when you cut your hair, it's like, and then it's really bad, and you're like, it's okay, it'll grow. It's like so blasé about it. Yum yum. Oh, I mixed this tea, oolong and then pu'er and jasmine tea, and then boiled it. Not sure whether it's gonna taste good after a few hours though. What else is new in my world? Oh, I need to get a new flatmate soon again. We have decided to move on from the old ones and the new ones. I'm thinking maybe we should get like female gang. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be alone for a while and then think about what's happening soon. I'm thinking of, no, I cannot think of traveling. I should not be thinking about traveling. That is a very dangerous thinking. But I want to go somewhere cold. I went to a seminar this weekend, and then I met this girl from Andalusia, which is from Spain, south of Spain, and her accent was really thick. And I felt bad because I'm like, I know I'm Asian and I have an Asian accent as well, but it was really difficult for her to speak, for me to understand what she was saying. I kept saying, I actually paid attention, I was concentrating, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And I didn't have the heart to tell her, I think the first thing you need to do is to maybe practice your English a lot more. I don't know why she approached me actually, because we were talking about how, I don't know what kind of topic we were talking about, and then we kind of managed into, we were talking about how to, anyway, we're talking about Sydney, and then it got into the topic of, oh yeah, you know, there are so many Asian in Sydney, and I'm like, yeah, only in Sydney, like it's only 5% of the Australian population, so overall it's not actually a large community in Australia. It's only like within New South Wales, it's pretty big, but as a society itself, as a community, it's actually pretty small overall in Australia. and I think she didn't really hear me, or I don't know what she happened, because she kept mentioning like it's really big in Sydney, its population is like as if that, I don't know, like she wasn't in a good place. I could sense it's as if that everything was really bitter towards her and everything's not working out for her, and then she's in that phase. Like I knew that phase, I was there like 5-6 years ago, but I can't help her. Like my friends couldn't help me back then. I think, you know, there's a lot of things that you basically have to do and go through by yourself and make decision based on that. So I basically excused myself because as usual my bladder was calling and I'm like, I need to go to the toilet before the event started. That's my excuse for everything. That's how escape excuse me, I need to go to the toilet. Even in Venice, I remember you have to pay €1.50 to go into a toilet. I paid it. What can I say? I paid it. I needed to go. So that's the second one. So I'm kind of making it like an ink. It's not my first time using this palette, but it's my first time using this palette color with this particular brand, which is a Ramble watercolor. I'm really loving this brand right now because it has a very high quality brand. It has a very high quality, I know I'm talking blah 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 because it has nothing to do with you guys, but it has a high quality products with a very affordable pricing, and I'm like, hello here. I'm still playing games. I'm still playing Monster Super League on my phone. I have been playing it for 2 weeks, for 2 years still. Hey Nanaya, I'm back on Monster Super League, and I got out from the last mission that really bothered me a few weeks ago. So I'm pretty happy. But there's another mission that is like that in about 4 or 5 levels. So I'm like so annoyed. So I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to overcome that particular challenge later on? And also, I am on tower level 72 and I can't get above that. I'm so annoyed. 72. There is like there is 100 levels and I'm on a 72 level and I want to get through at least to 90 levels, but I didn't. I am so sad. So yeah, Monster Super League is basically the game that I'm playing. Is a mobile game, and it has a lot of things into it. It has PvP, it has a storyline, it has it has missions. So it keeps you on the round, and then there is like discovery and stuff like that. I don't know like the technical jargon, like that's the only game I played. So, and I only played Hearthstone before that, so I'm not really a gamer. I guess I'm just playing one game. Also, like I think 2 years ago I was playing this mobile game called like City Sims. City Sims is basically about when you build, you get a block of land and then you build, so you're a developer for that block of land, and then you build whatever required. That game was really, it needed to be you need to have a lot of patience, unless you pay, of course. If you pay to play, that's a different story, because you have to wait like a whole day for the next kind of stage to open up, for the next thing to come about. But that particular game basically teach me how to see development in my real life area really differently. Basically nowadays I'm seeing like so many buildings are being built, so many new apartment buildings, and I'm looking at it through the Sims game eyes, basically. Oh, and then I'm actually looking at it and ticking all the boxes. It's like the more you have people inside these new apartments, we're gonna get new police station, we're gonna get new ambulance, because the crime rate is gonna go up, and then there's gonna be people who are gonna be older and not taken care of. And I'm like, wow, this is like, I'm looking at, you know, the Sims games from a real life perspective. It was really weird. because I thought like, oh, this game is so boring because you have to wait like every single time for it to turn, and then for you to get like new construction items. But I lasted a few bits, and then I have to choose because my memory space wasn't that big, so I have to choose between that and other games. So I choose other games because other game didn't make me wait for like a whole day for the next stage. There you go. Sounds interesting, but you take care of yourself. Why are you old? I'm getting older. Every time I get older, I'm thinking, oh my god, how am I gonna have kids? I can't even get up. I can't even climb up a set of stairs, a flight of stairs, and I'm like already, I'm like dying. And I'm like, how am I gonna chase all these kids running around when I have kids soonish? And I'm like, oh, this is not a practical plan right now. I need a very young person and fit as well, not only young but fit to take care of, you know, them. Like, that's a big thing. You're no longer a NEET now? That's good. I was a NEET for a lot. I'm still a NEET. Hold on. Yeah, I'm still a NEET, I guess, because I'm not under any job, and I'm also not employed, and I'm also not in training in any means. Hey, at least you're in college, you're doing something. So that's a good thing. Good job, good job. Is there a stigma in the US for NEET, being a NEET? Because I know like in Japan, a NEET is basically very common, especially in the young male population. I have a theory about that. I have a theory with the fact that, you know, the current male population of Japan are basically reliving the guilt of their grandparents who went to World War II. Did your parents have something to say anything about it? That would probably be something that they would not agree with. But getting out of bed is probably a good solution, for like a good first step kind of thing to take out. Because I remember like one of my greatest accomplishment in the beginning was basically just getting out of bed, moving my body from bed to couch, and I would pat myself on the back, and then slowly after a few weeks, basically adding shower into that routine, and I would pat myself on the back. And sometimes it didn't last the whole day. Sometimes it only lasted like three hours, and then I'll be back inside my bed again. But these days, if I get out of my bed, I usually don't go back until, you know, when I have time to go to sleep. When it's about time to go to sleep, sorry. I don't think I'm gonna say very, like, you know, one of those stereotypical lines that basically say, you'll figure it out. Oh, I don't know. I haven't figured it out, and I'm old. And most people will figure it out, I guess. I think that's just part of life. So, I don't know if I should. So I made these, but I haven't uploaded any of it. I don't know if it's worth uploading. I'm going through that phase of just making things and not publishing it at all. Like, I don't want to publish because it's so annoying to do that. I don't know why I talk like that. I'm liking this trend right now that you can do this, and then you can leave the house when your hair is actually being tied up like that. It's cute, no? feel like I am a real artist. This is the brush that I use. I know, like, please don't get offended, or get offended and leave the chat, it's up to you. But I feel like there is an epidemic of mental health amongst men, especially young men. And when I say young men, no, actually, no, scratch that, just across men. But the older men, I haven't really, no, yeah, I think across like middle age downwards, because the older generation that I have encountered before, it's actually pretty stable mental health wise. So maybe something happens in between 40 years ago, 50 years ago, that affected the mental development. Probably, I don't know, because it's very, because I don't know, I feel like I'm walking into this haze of distortion. Sounds very science fiction-y, but that's how I feel. And I thought at first, like, oh, is this my bias? Basically, like, trying to make my perception very clouded. Like, you know, you don't want to get your own bias to cloud your perceptions about how real life is, you know, just because you think this doesn't mean it is that. So you will need to take time to figure that out. I guess I'm very conservative in making conclusion with life, because you don't want to make an unfounded decision or conclusion. You also have to be responsible by what you attract, right? Because if you attract a certain things, if it happens over and over again, then you kind of need to reflect the fact that, oh, it's me. What did I do to attract this? Chaos ensued. Trying to get back into talking again. I have not yet done that. And oh, it just dropped. And if you haven't spoken in a while, your skills becomes dimmed. So I'm trying to do that again. So maybe back on streaming. And also it's getting warmer, so it's better, I guess, for streaming. Because when during winter, you just want to snuggle up to something warm and not talk at all. But summer is coming, so it's a good feeling overall, I suppose. I haven't made time to actually do coding or like learn how to code again. I really need to make time, because every time I do or like learn how to do it, it feels really calming. Hey Rasta, how are you? Have you just come back from work? It's only like 1 o'clock. You're still supposed to be at work, right? Are you in lunchtime? I'm just talking to myself. Actually, no, Nanaya is on the other line. I was in the other side. I streamed last week, I think once, I'm not sure when. You're playing video games? You're not at work? Okay, that's cool. Why are you playing Link? Oh, there's a dot. That's why it's thinking that you're playing Link. Nice life, mate. How's life going? I'm finally getting like actually local viewers. I no longer have a lot of American viewers. Maybe Twitch has become personalized. I'm still playing a mobile game, Monster Super League. Been playing it for 2 years. You finish midday? What time did you start? Oh my god. If you finish midday, what time do you start? That's the question. At the crack of dawn? It's getting warmer these days though, so I guess it's alright. It's not that bad, eh? In Sydney anyway. But then it fluctuates a little bit because, you know, especially on the eastern suburb, if you go to the eastern suburb or the city, it's like it's down here it's like pretty warm, and then you're like, oh my god, and you take off your jacket, and the time you get to the city it's like, fuck it, you put it back on again because it's bloody cold, especially when the wind started to blow. It can get really windy up there. How you been? What are you up to, man? How's the girlfriend? How's the family going? Seems like you have a very strong mind. I'm just randomly saying that actually. I went to this event last. We know, right? Girlfriend, I wish I didn't have that much swag. What do you mean? Girlfriend still with you because you got so much swag. You know, just humble brag. And here I am trying to do the Ajuma things, which is like, oh, if I eat that, will I be bloated? Good for you. I was engaged like 10 years ago. Apart from that, what do you mean? This is not the same girlfriend, is it? I never found someone else that's serious. Oh no, are you not serious with this girl? What are you doing, mate? What are you doing with it? You're not serious. Oh, the last stream, someone said that I speak like I've got an alligator stuck on my throat, because that sounds like an Australian accent sounds like, and I'm like, oh, is that a compliment? When you were 19, that's too young. That's infatuation. That's not love. Can I talk like that? I don't know. Like, never really experienced it. I think people get really confused with infatuation and love, and then maybe lust as well. They get like, it's like, I think like because no one really bothered to explain it to all of us, like what is the difference, or not explain it, but maybe more like share the experience when they're younger, and then the insight that came from it, like, you know, share their wisdom about living and then about love and stuff like that. But it's not teaching, basically. It's basically just an opportunity for the younger one to learn from the older's past mistakes, and then kind of derive conclusion for yourself, which is what education is about. What am I talking about? What am I talking about this? Oh, I went to Magda Subaski's lecture at New South Wales a few weeks ago. That was pretty cool. She's pretty big, hey? She's a big girl. I didn't really think that she was that big, but it was very big. She was very big. I felt like, oh, if I were that big, I would not be able to breathe, because it really felt like stuffy. But she was really cool, and the topic that she was talking about was really good. It was more about like human rights and humanitarians. It's about, you know, how people behave on the internet in general, and how cruel that can be, etc. So it's relevant, especially to what I'm doing. But party, oh my god, Rasta, thank you for the beats. Thank you for the beats. Thank you for the beats. I actually sent someone beats yesterday. I was like, I didn't know I had beats left on my account, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have beats left. Thank you. 고맙습니다. Yeah. I think like you need my beat badge. Yeah, I also did it for the badge. I'm such a badge whore nowadays. Oh, I feel so loved. I know I should not say this, but I do feel love when people I like throw me money. What can I say? I'm Asian. I was conditioned from when I was a kid that money equals love. I wish I could go back in time and uncondition myself, but too late. But what can I do? I have this grudge against this other person that I would not even want to call them my friends because they have not spent money on me. And it's not about the money, it's about the fact that I'm not getting the particular, you know what, the love language, the particular language to which I experience affection. It's like that is my love language. So yeah, it's not like actually about the money, because like if I'm getting money from people I don't like, it's just like whatever. No, but it's just like specifically from friends and people like that. I'm like, oh, I am so touched. But anyway, so I'm trying to make this palette because I have abandoned my art for a little bit. You know, it's like when people, even if you don't like the people, like if your highest value is food, for example, and then even if you don't like the food that they're cooking for you, it tastes horrible, but like you feel really loved if someone cooks for you, and then the person that you like cooks for you even though it seems like shit, you eat it and then you feel loved still, even though your body is saying, why are you eating this really bad tasting food? How you been anyways? Haven't you streamed for a few weeks now? Yeah, I haven't streamed for like a month. I think I checked the last date was earlier last month, probably. No, not last month. This is today's October, so 2 months ago. I kind of just kept grinding, and I went to a lot of events, you know, free events in Australia, like a lot of meetups. I went to an event about entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. I didn't particularly enjoy that one because I didn't feel like they were entrepreneurs, because I felt like they are tech people that went out to raise money. So I don't feel if you raise money. Ooh, actually NBN is really good for streaming because it's but yeah, it wasn't really in-depth talk. And then also I color my hair at the bottom here. I don't know if I actually have shown you, because I think the last time I streamed I did. Yeah, I think the last time I streamed I did, but I didn't. I'm thinking of coloring it red or pink, like a temporary one. Yeah. And then what else is there? I just went to a lot of free events like speaking, networking. Well, not necessarily networking, because I just sit there. I don't really talk to people, because by the time I got to these events, I'm so tired. I'm like, I just managed to strangle people from A to B in this public transport. By the time I sit on that event, I'm like, I'm spent. You have a bubble, also lots of love. What? What bubble? And I'm trying to finish my book. I haven't even started my book. So I got an alumni card from uni, from New South Wales, and I borrowed a book and I haven't read the book. I thought like, oh, you're just such a petty little person. You just want to get the membership. You don't know how to a bob. Oh, a bob? This? Oh yeah, it's just to get the hair out of my eye line. I don't know. It's I see on the street that the young girls are using it, so that's like a permission for me to basically, oh, I can do that? Okay, let's do that. Here I am, basically, like, you know, 20 years after finish with being a teenager, trying to like kind of find approvals about what hairstyle is basically currently acceptable through teenagers on the street, basically. And I'm thinking to myself, seriously, the things that I do to get approval from teenagers. Why is teenagers the cool, always a trendsetter in like our society? It's so weird. Just like the brain, just like I still find it incomprehensible. So yeah, I just been doing a lot of free real world stuff. I went to this other event last weekend, and it's like a personal development insane. It's okay, you can just listen, I guess. Nanaya is also like listening. I hope. Maybe not. I don't know. I will blabber because that is the purpose of streaming. To blabber these days while I'm doing art. I have associated the network in my brain for when I'm creating, I'm talking, which is really weird because when I'm working, usually I don't talk. I guess maybe if I'm working on things that I don't particularly enjoy, I don't talk. I'm not sure. Because, yeah. Oh, God. I find myself to be very loyal. Like, I'm still playing the same game for 2 years. And boredom is apparently my trademark. It's like, I actually need this boring life. If your life is not boring to some extent, you cannot build any other part of your life, to be honest, because there's always going to be instability, and you cannot do that. Oh, can you do that? Is it working? I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna promise I'm gonna figure it out because I probably won't. As soon as I finish. Oh, 62%. Okay, I'm just waiting for the battery, I guess. I'm not plugging the thing to the... You don't have permission at all? Really? Are you a mod? Did I mod you? I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Oh, I don't have my computer open. Maybe next time. Did I mod you? I kind of slowly getting back into Twitch. Well, okay, that's a lie. I just saw Sabity, which is another... Do you watch Sabity? Another Australian streamer. He and his girlfriend right now is in Vietnam, so I watched him last night. Oh, Supermod. I'll figure it out. No promises though. Sebity, Sebbity. So I've been like watching it for like the past 2 years. 3 years? Almost 3 years. It's pretty good. He's in Vietnam right now, so maybe I'm gonna start tuning into Twitch while he is in Vietnam. He does a lot of like just outdoorsy stuff. The first time I watched it is like when he went to Korea and he did this like bike tour from the top of Korea to the south bit for like 30 days, and he took us like the stream chat with him. So that's how we started. And then last year he did the same, but from north to south. Yeah, from Seoul, and then he goes around. There's a biking trail that is a tourist thing that the government basically give you a stamp, and then to kind of like prove so that you can show people like, hey, I've done this particular route. And then he did it too with Japan as well last year, and I think this year is just a holiday with his girlfriend in Hanoi. So yeah, I'm watching him. It's always like a good kind of event. I think maybe that's a good kind of streaming structure, because you just, you don't there is no Twitter. There's IG, maybe maybe exclamation IG. Oh, I don't know. I have set this up. I have given up on my streaming career for a very, very long time. I just stream to see some people now. I no longer stream to expand my viewership. The afternoon, I have not done that. And and I've been sitting like very badly, like my posture, so I'm having very pinched nerve here. It's like it's a strong pinched nerve, and I know it's because of the of my neck. I'm sitting on the couch and my neck goes like that, so I think it all started here. So I think I need to fix like my neck, and then it will get better hopefully, because basically it's not only pinched nerve on my back, but it's also all the way up to my pinky toe here. So it's like the nerve is like from here to all the way from here. It's just because I've been sitting very bad, and that's the story of my life. And I know that's because of that. You need one of those hard rock massages places you can rebate if you have Medicare. Oh, I don't think it's that. I think it's just posture. I just need to sit better. It's because of that. I just need to sit better. It's a lifestyle problem. You know, it's like how if you sleep with your arms, like, and then your dead arms, and then, you know, you sleep on your arms like that, and then you kind of put your whole body weight on your arms, and then your arm is dead, and then, you know, you can't go to the doctor and basically say, hey, can you unfreeze my arms? It's probably better if you just sleep flat on your back. That's probably much more helpful. Cats. Oh, I'm needing to get like new flatmates soon, and I'm thinking maybe I should allow cats, because I know like when my cats are, so when the owners is like at work, I can play with the cat. I don't know if that's a good idea overall, because the last time we had cats in this apartment, it went really horribly wrong. So, and I have to wipe out the puke, I have to wipe out all the vomit and all the hairs everywhere, and I don't know, the dream is really good, like I can cuddly and everything. I'm gonna get some more tea, but it's just really bad. But the feeling that you get though when like the cat basically sit in your arms without being asked, because sometimes, you know, a cat can be provoked and then you feel like, oh, and then it won't comply, and then you feel really bad. It's like, oh, don't you love me? I'm feeding you, I'm playing with you, I'm paying you all these things, why don't you love me? What, how old? My cat is like 3 and she never vomit unlike she actually sick and she's toilet trained. I think last time it was because it was my cousin's ex-girlfriend, and she kind of like neglected him a lot, and she didn't really care. I don't know. And then it was a whole problem. One thing I learned is the fact that adults are lies. Like it's like on the social media, it's like oh, my kid, I really love my kid, I will die for her, blah blah blah. And then here I am, basically the one that is, you know, cleaning up the puke. I'm like, dude, if you really love the cat, you should take care of it. I think I'll live too long to oh, you know what exciting? The tram is going to be online soon. It's gonna work soon. It's gonna be operational soon. I'm so excited looking at all those things, you know, all those new tram stations, you know, tram docks. Yeah, I think like the cat was also old, so that was that too. He was, I don't know, was a she or he, but he was a Persian cat, so he like a lot of fur, so cute, but it got really matted after a while, the fur, and then she never really had time to take her to the vet. it was weird. Like I remember like just basically interacting with them. I remember like I put her back on the floor and her black was basically, it looks shiny. No, I had it washed 2 days ago. I wash my hair once a week. Also, I was talking to someone about Mind Body Festival. Oh, there's gonna be I'm going to Mind Body Festival. They're giving like free tickets. It used to cost like $18. Now it costs like $20. You used to pay. So as soon as like I saw the ad on Instagram and they're giving free tickets, I'm like, I'm signing up. I'm just like basically trying to get back into it's on Darling, yeah, it's always on Darling Harbor. It's always on that conference hall at the back, just near the Chinatown bit. Usually it's in that particular hall. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to buy this thing called Oxygonate. You know, like those things that basically like a pyramid shape, and then they have this coil, and then you also have to put like inanimate object and then animate object, like organic object, and then it will create this, I don't know, metaphysical kind of creation, effects, whatever. You might come along with it. I think it is 17th to 20th. So I think it's 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna go by myself. I always go by myself. I used to go with my friends, but my friends are no longer in Sydney, most of them. I need to check whether they're coming for Christmas or not. They always come in like just for holidays, like in town. We should go, because there would be like a lot of talks, a lot of yoga, a lot of those things. I used to come in and out. I used to go in and left in 1 hour, but I think this time I'm gonna take my time. I've become one of those people now that basically just stand in front of. Oh, you got bleeped? Really? But what? You got stuff? You got shit? What? Why are you asterisking? But it'll be good. Oh, I'm not inviting anyone to go there though. I'm just saying that's my plan. I'm just telling everyone. I'm trying to wait for this card to go back in stock. I'm looking at, you know, Moo. Do you use Moo? M-O-O? Trying to make my business card, because they have this NFC business card. No. I hope I'll go. I hope I don't forget. I already put a reminder, so I'm gonna go. And then I'm just basically, what I've been doing lately, I'm basically just been going into. What do you mean, no? Moo, yeah, Moo, M-U-M-O-O. So it's like a business card type website, a design type. And then they have this, they're selling NFC card. NFC means, is that like, anyway, NFC is basically, you know, do you go to Uniqlo? If you go to Uniqlo and you purchase something, they will just basically put it on top of this particular machine, and then it will just register into the machine. So it's like a very thin chips, and it will kind of trigger a reaction. And then if you get an NFC card, basically you can tap it onto someone else's phone, and then it will open up an app, or it will open up a link that you put inside the card or inside into one of those business things. It's a lot more expensive, but I think it's been around for a long time, because I've been looking at it for like 3 years now, at least 3 years. I've been wanting to get it for 3 years. I think it's a lot more effective. I'm gonna give it a go, maybe early next year, not sure yet. Because what I thought, rather than giving a card away, is basically you just show them your card and then you tap it on your phone, and then they would have the link to my shops on their phones as part of the history thing. Hey Marco, welcome to the chat. How you going? This chat is run by a bot, so no caps, no no swearing, no, just the usual be a good person type in chat. How you going? Where are you from, Marco? We're talking about business cards because I'm laying my cards while I'm waiting for these paintings to dry. So I'm making all of this, waiting for it to dry, and my battery is at 59%, so we got about an hour left, I think, before my, maybe not, because it's an old phone. It's 3 years old now and it's a bit gluggy, maybe because I'm playing mobile games on it so much, so my memory is shrinking by the day. But yeah, you can tap it on the phone, and then as soon as you tap it, it will bring up a link or whatever it is that you decide to do with the chip. And I'm thinking maybe that's a better idea, so that I don't actually have to give a business card away. I can just tap it and then it will be on their phones, and it's a lot more convenient, and it's probably a lot more practical, because who keeps the business cards these days? You probably, I would just usually shot it on a camera and then chuck the business card away, and I would just keep the image of the card, because I don't want to carry a physical object with me unless I have to. NFC is basically that thing that you use for Google Pay. If you have an iPhone or an Android outside from Apple, you can insert your card details, and then that's an NFC technology. It means like it has like a chip inside of it that will talk to another. Yeah, there you go. Oh, also Rostal, I was so wrong. Remember last time when you said to me 5G Samsung Galaxy is about $2,000? You were right, I was wrong. I checked it and I was wrong. So there you go. I would like to give it to you as part of the credits and admit that I was wrong. I'm waiting for the Christmas sale to begin though, because I'm eyeing for this new phone called Oppo Reno Z, and it's $500 right now. But I don't know, do they give like discounts during Christmas? That'd be really good if they do. That'd be stoked. I'll be stoked, because it has like a huge memory, and it also has a better camera, so I can make like 1 hour video, because like right now my memory on this particular one, I used up like all the memory, so I can only make like 10 minutes video for YouTube, and then I have to kind of upload it and then make it again, delete it off my hard drive. You were just gonna have to have 20 and then contact me stuff, and I was what? Why is this 3 asterisks keep popping up? I don't know. You were bugged? What is happening? I don't understand. How much do you have to pay now? Is it worth it having Telstra? I would like to have Telstra because I want to do 5G. But then again, when I'm paying it over 24 months, they want, oh my god, they want $2 grand up front. Oh, that's not good, is it? Do you have the money to pay it? It's not about the money actually, it's about the fact that they screwed it up. Isn't it? So what did you do? Did you like bring it up? I used to know this guy who used to work in my in the accounting office. Like he sat about 3 cubicles down from where I was sitting, and one of the tasks that no one wanted to do is to get like fee deducted from the ATO, basically based for our clients. So the process usually go, you ring up ATO and you say, hi, do you mind like taking off that that fee that you charge our client for, like usually it's about $500, and then blah blah blah. Oh, that's good to hear. And then, but sometimes there are sometimes that even though the client is always at fault during this particular shit, because they usually don't get all their data to us on time, and which means that usually delay happens, and then all the delay fees is attached to it. The ATO is probably correct doing, you know, basically adding all those fees on top of it. And usually the delay is not like 1 year, it's like they haven't launched their tax return in 10 years, you know what I mean? So sometimes like the fee added to like $6,000 and like $10,000. And then this guy, not a lot of people like him, I don't, would call up the ATO and basically walked up and down the hall to where all the cubicles were, and then just abused the ATO right in front of us. Like, I'm telling you, his face is basically straight and he's calm as a cucumber. But because it's on the phone, you can, you know, most people lies on the phone, right? So that's what he did. He basically just like lied his way through. It's like, my client is not gonna pay this bloody thing. And then after about half an hour of abuse, usually the person on the other end, which is an ATO agent, is not really like one of those people that is above, that is also an asshole, would usually kind of just caved in and refunded the money. So I don't know what that kind of send a message towards like the kids in our company. It's like, kids, if you want to get your way, start abusing the ATO. But anyway, his method wasn't really a cool thing, and he wasn't really, I don't know, he was like, I think he got kicked out of his house, and then he was sleeping in the office. So, and then there was an empty office in the corner, and he started sleeping there, and it started to smell like him, and it was just like such a big thing. My link for my shop is, I think you can do like exclamation bio. He's Egyptian also, I think. Which is like I don't know, he was like really young, and he always complains. He was like, I am 23, why are they giving me too much work? And I'm thinking, dude, my manager is only 3 years older than you, and she's already got, you know, all her degrees, and she's 3 years ago, where she was in your age, she was already a senior accountant. So I don't think you have any complaint. Oh, is it there? Shop link Taylor. Is it not there? Is it job? Maybe it's job. Exclamation job? I don't use this exclamation anymore. Oh, Nanaya already left. I'm sad. I hope Nanaya comes back soon. Oh, there you go. I used to get a lot of trolls, so I was like, hey man, if you're gonna troll me, I'm gonna make sure you pay. But I'm pretty chilled if no one provokes me. I get excited. Yeah, I went to this, well, Sunday was a bit exciting. I was telling the other boys about about the fact that I feel like this story is like, the more I repeat it, the more watered down version it becomes. Like, it first it started from this 20-minute story, and now it's like being chunked down to like 10-minute story. And I think like when I'm telling you now, soon it's gonna be like a chunk down again to a 5-minute version story of it. Basically, on Sunday, I accidentally opened up, a toilet when there was still a lady inside the toilet, and it was one of those, disabled toilet that the door opened up very slowly and closed very slowly, and I freaked out. I'm like, I'm so sorry, and I tried to cover it up like that. I'm like, why am I still staring at this lady peeing? And then there was more people coming in from the background, and it's like, oh, don't see. I felt so bad. There you go. I just chunked it down for a 20-minute story to like a 1 minute. That's how the story goes, eh? I think this is how comedians do their bits. Usually it started out as like 2 hours, 5 hours, and then suddenly it's compressed. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 8 more to go before I roll. I'm 20. Oh god. I'm looking forward to Hustle. I think Hustle, there's this new movie coming out called Hustles. I think it's coming out in this Thursday in the cinema. I'm gonna watch that, maybe. Oh, I went to this on Saturday. It's like a whole day event. If you're in Sydney, you can go. They usually do it like, you wanna see good boys? Good girls, you mean? Is it like one of those jockey ones? It's called Good Girls. Oh no, Good Boys. Oh, the kids one, the one that was like not for your mom type things. I saw it somewhere. Like for the kids. I thought I saw one. There was one for. No, I'm not Korean, mate. I'm Sydney, Australia. Korean humor stuff? Oh, really? I'll probably be offended, eh? I'll be like one of those people who is like one of those considered feminists. Oh, I don't have to do this. If you've seen some super bad same director, or Judd Apatow, yeah, Judd Apatow is very famous. I know who he is if you mention the name. Judd Apatow. I like the fact that he's been married with his with his wife for a very long time. His wife is like so over it. Like if you watch like his wife interview, because his wife is also an actress. It's always funny. It's like, we've been married for 20 years. It's like, do I have to see you every day? And she sounded like that. She sounded like a valley girl. And it's really funny. It's like, do you want to have to take up a second wife? Wait, we're in Sydney Uni? No, what, this? This was near King's Cross in William Street. It's a one-day event. Like, it's just one of those personal development companies that they go and do. How do you know that Valley Girls are American? Yeah, Valley Girls are American. I watch a lot of American shows. Oh, I used to watch this Laguna Beach. I think I still have the DVDs. It's like so bad. I'm like, oh my god. And you know, it's so nice. You know, one of those things. Don't do that. Don't do that. Everyone's gonna puke when you do that. No, it's on William Street. It's just an event in the Boulevard Hotel. So you have to walk about 2 blocks down from King's Cross Station. It was pretty good. It was a really good value because it's a free event, and then they sell you a higher price event and programs from there. Like, I think I have the pricings between Oxford Street. No, it's William Street. You know where William Street is? William Street is that street in Australian Museum and also St. Mary Cathedral. And then Hyde Park. So Hyde Park, St. Mary Cathedral, Museum, that's William Street. But you go down towards the King's Cross area. So that's the whole row there is William Street. I actually walked and toured William Street and King's Cross for 4 hours when I was at uni for sociology. We basically, like, the tour guide used to be a prostitute in that area in the 1980s. So she used to tell us like all the stories around there. Yeah, but it's on the other side. It's on the St. Mary side. So yeah. So that's the pricing for like the courses, for the higher courses. It's very expensive. but it's actually very fair, I think, because I saw the pricing for Sydney Uni for around the same particular course, and it's about twice the number. Oh god. I love like how they tell the stories, like the guy on because like when you go to personal development stories, right, there's so many people who are basically have a lot of stories, a lot of backstories, and I mean like a lot of backstories. The speaker was basically saying, so why am I doing this? Why do I want you guys to be coach? Why do I want you guys to be professional coach? I'm like, because this bloody thing works. Okay, it works. I fix myself, and I want you to fix yourself too. And how do you know I fix myself? And then he basically skimmed through his particular backstory very fast, but he was saying, you know, my story is pretty much very similar to everyone else's story. You know, I got sexually abused when I was 6 years old. Some, you know, older guy and his mates basically played with me for like, I don't know, a few days, and then that really broke me. I went to mental institute for a few times, got locked up for 2 years. So he's telling all this story within under like 2-3 minutes, and I was like, yeah, that's usually the storylines that you go to when you go to personal development industry. It's very, very common. Is if you speak to the people around there, there's going to be a lot of sexual abuse attached to the people, because they're going there for healing. So you don't attract, if you know, in the healing industry, you don't attract healthy people that wants to heal, people who are damaged who wants to heal. So it's very common. So I was like, and I also talked to the people that basically went there, and then it's the same story over and over again, because I used to be in the personal development industry. I used to work for one of the companies, but now it went bankrupt, so it was okay. It's no longer here. So the storyline is the same. Like, I've heard it so many times, especially on the on the phone, and then face to face, because you do have a lot of discharge happening. But anyway, he does all of that, and now he's very like he's very together, you know. He has families and he does all he wants, and it's very, but you can sense like the room basically change very rapidly as soon as those kind of things. And then there's also a lot of infatuation, a lot of admiration. Well, you don't get results unless you've gone through it yourself, until like you break yourself and then you put yourself back together. I think those kind of things, you do need to have experience about like how to put yourself together. I think it is not about skills, is important, but it's not necessarily the highest thing, because one of his best student was this lady. He put it up on the projector. He put it up there, and he said this lady basically, you know, was raised in a cult, and she ran away at 29 years old, and until 29 years old she never held money ever in her entire life. And then now, like, the lady is basically winning BRW awards, Telstra Small Business Award, and all that stuff. So it has the same kind of hyped mentality that you attach to it. And okay, as well. And then, but at the same time, I felt like they've been around for about 10 years, so maybe they have something to say, something good. I feel like they are quite honest a bit the way they say it, but there's definitely a lot of hyped stuff that is happening in that event. It's like any other hype stuff, basically. It's just like any other event. They have to sell their products, so they're using a lot of story as much as they can, and you know, the darker it is, from dark to light story, more successfully, the more it will sell. So that's what they're doing, which is great. You're right. Just keep just keep playing game. It's okay. I'm used to it. This is what I usually do anyway. I am also doing things, so we are doing things together. I'm liking the colors right now. Actually, it's pretty good. But it made me think twice. I'm thinking of getting the degree from Sydney U, but that would be like another 2 years, and the pricing would be very different. Or I can do their course, which is half the price and half the timing. And then I have to ask myself, do I want to go back to this thing again? Do I have the energy? Because it takes a lot of energy to finish something, start and then finish. And I feel like as I get older, it's really difficult finishing something, especially if you don't like it. Like, I used to finish a book when I read it, even if I don't like it and found it halfway, this is really boring, but for the sake of completion I would done that. But now I'm like, if it's boring, I'm just like, I'm not gonna finish it and spend more of my time doing something I don't like. So it's a bigger deal, I guess. But at the same time, I'm thinking time goes by faster now than it was before. So maybe I should just do it, because it will just pass really quickly anyway. And I need to make some kind of like return on investment on my years and years of education. At least break even. I need to break even. So I'm contemplating that. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna procrastinate for another year and just come back to that decision next year. And that's what I did on the weekend. Nothing much, nothing big. Tell me, but I'm already turning 30 next month. Dude, you're only 30, eh? Next year, I'm gonna be flipped to the other side of 30s. I'll be like 36 next year. That means like I got only what, 5.5 years to 40. You know that you're in your 30s when you wake up and your whole body is aching. You're like, I didn't do anything yesterday. Why is it painful? If that happens, cut out sugar. You will thank me. Oh god, I ate so much sugar for, so you know, like for mooncake, you know, like that mid-autumn festival, you know how they sell mooncakes at Chinatown? So I bought like mooncakes, so they got 2 in this can, but these 2 mooncakes, right, I gave one away because I could not handle 2. But for that one mooncake, you're not supposed to eat like one mooncake by yourself. You're supposed to cut it up to 18 pieces and share it with 18 people. So I ate that one cake for myself, and for the next 3 days my bones were aching. I was like, but it was totally worth it. But my bones were aching. That's how you know you grow old. You risk it. Just like eating cake is it's a risk that you take because it's delicious. I've been eating potato, I know, right? I've been eating sweet potato for the past week and stuff, and I've been getting nightmares. And I realized, oh my god, I need to stop eating starch altogether. But the good news is, if you eat like sweet potatoes, you won't get the pain in your bones, but your intestine would still recognize that it's carb, so it's still not gonna like it. But I guess you're not gonna be as sensitive as me, so I think it'll be safe for people to eat what I eat. But yeah, I'm investigating my digestive system thoroughly. I cannot believe when my mother died and we basically took her body, well, not her body, her bones out of the furnace, right? And you can see it's just her bones. It wasn't like her body, so her body was basically already being burned throughout the night. And then they gather up all the bones and then crush them up so that we can spread it into the peaceful resting place on this other, you know, this water body thing. But before they do that, the person who basically handled all these things very regularly basically told me and my brother, me personally, and then like, oh, her stomach was not good because the bones around the stomach area turned yellow, And then she looks, and then he looks at her legs, and then her legs, he said, but her legs are really good. Her legs have really good, it's a long time ago, no worries, but she has really good legs. And it's funny because when I was younger, I always avoided trying to touch her tummy, like, even because like I only lived with my parents for like maybe 7 years. So like when I touch, and we have those scooter thing, like, you know, in Asia, and then you have to basically hold on to your whoever is driving the scooter, and every time I would just kind of held like her shoulder or like her arms or like the back of the scooter. I didn't really want to touch her stomach area, which I found like very weird even back then. Oh really? I thought your dad died recently. Wasn't it you? No, that's that guy. I'm thinking about another guy. Sorry. I'm not really good with people in Twitch. But yeah, but anyway, so I'm thinking, so her stomach was really bad. So, and then I remember like my dad also was saying, I think like he got a diagnosis like having a very small stomach cancer. So I think like all digestive issue really run rapidly in our family, and so I'm trying to figure it out now before I have children, so that if my children show signs of all these things, at least I kind of have a basic idea how to navigate that. And I can't trust the, you know, I can't trust the medical systems unless you kind of educate yourself towards it. So I'm like, all right, it's not that I want to be healthy, I just don't want to suffer. Hey Mills, welcome to the chat. We're talking about morbid stuff. Maybe this is not a good time for you to join the conversation. Where are you from, Mills? Welcome. We shall pretend that we did not talk about that. Got a new friend, Rostal. Actually, Rostal can play games now, so he doesn't have to babysit me. Oh, battery is at 44%. We got half an hour to go, ladies. Boys, I apologize. I should not call you ladies, especially if you guys are grown men. I will not underestimate your masculinity. But you know what? If you're secure in your own masculinity, whatever I say will not matter. That's my excuse for making a mistake. Where are you from, Mills? I'm currently streaming from Sydney, Australia, and I am trying to make this series, abstract series, while I'm streaming, because I've been abandoning my art shop for like 3 weeks now. It's just like the art shop is basically Asian. I worked out with the meat part of keto diet. You know what I do? I go down to Hurstville and I grabbed duck. I grabbed duck and pork and like barbecue pork. You know how this came about? I had a dream about 2 weeks ago. This is a silly dream. I had a dream. Well, I was like trying to figure out what kind of meat I should eat in this bloody thing, because I kept buying bacon. I kept buying bacon, but I just can't eat the whole thing. It's just like, it was so much, it's such a chore. So I was like, and then I could eat beef, but beef doesn't have enough fat, and you need to have the fat so that you don't get hungry. So the fat is basically there to prevent you eating again. So if I eat a lot of fat, I can eat just once a day and I will not feel hungry for the next day, right? So the fat is extremely important as part of the diet. So I'm like, why am I doing? So I'm like, oh, should I can this particular type of diet? But it's delicious. So I was like, okay, no, I just don't like the bacon, but I need the pork to get some fat in me, right? Which is weird because you're losing fat by eating fat. And then so I was like, and then I got this particular dream, which is like so weird. There is a voice basically shouting at me until I basically woken up. try the Northern Chinese diet. I was like, I woke up. I'm like, what? Okay. So that day, I think I went down to Chinatown and grabbed like half a duck and barbecue pork from like, you know, that there is this very dirty shop in Chinatown, just outside Haymarket, just in front of Haymarket. Oh my god, you should not pay attention about the hygienes of that place because you would throw up. But it's the most delicious thing ever. And I was like, okay, so before I went there, I basically googled it, like, what is the Northern Chinese typical diet, and it basically says a lot of meat, savory meat, which is meat that is being cured with salt. So a lot of meat and salt, and a lot less rice and carbs. And I'm like, okay, let's go from there. And then it also says a lot of duck, and I'm like, okay, let's try ducks. I used to really hate ducks. My body couldn't handle it, but now apparently it loves it. So yeah, it's been working out. I've been eating that particular diet for like 3 weeks now, so it's pretty cool. Oh, it's just a troll. It's Twitch. You know, there's a bunch of Twitch trolls, like this enchanted young man, usually American. You should see, like, back in 2017 or 16 when Trump was like just beginning his power. Oh my god, the troll was really bad. He would be like, you're basically being harassed, sexually harassed online. But that's just the way the internet goes. If you don't have a thick skin, you won't be able to survive here. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I haven't streamed in a long time. Hey, apparently I've got a lot of story to tell you guys. I've been working on the other shop, actually, the court shop. So I've been working on that, and I'm trying to figure out the marketing side of things because I want to scale it up. I'm not sure how to scale it up properly. Last time was IRL stream. I haven't IRL streamed in, well, the second last time outside. It's just because when you go outside, there's actually less people, and Twitch usually don't show the stream to the whoever is on Twitch until 1 hour pass, and my data doesn't allow me to go beyond 1 hour, so it's a bit of a challenge. And I can't, so I can't, and I don't have enough. That one. It's like a war. It's like I got my chips on my mouth, and then I got my other hands basically like trying to. It's the video archive is on YouTube actually. You can watch it again if you want to. My YouTube is youtube.com/Valerie, if you want to check out some VOD over there. It's rarely though, but like there's some. But I usually just chat over there for like 10 minutes about stuff. How to handle katana? Isn't that Japanese? Dude, do you know that Asian is probably only Chinese, like 1.3 billion, and then Indian is 1.1 billion, and those are only Chinese and Indian. Those are not considered Asian on the whole. Do I have energy to deal with this? Every time these days, like, energy is so rare, so every time there is something that I feel like, oh, do I really want to handle this, I have always to ask myself, do I want to spend energy on this? Energy is a lot more important to me than money these days. It's like, do I really want to spend it? I really need to do something else later on. Should I spend it on this? Also, when I was like at the workshop on Saturday, I felt like a lot of people couldn't relate to me. Maybe is it because I'm Asian? Like, I just did the whole thing like, hey, hello, my name is, they approached me and they start talking to me, and then I introduced myself, and then suddenly they kind of like, they basically back off, and I don't know, it just felt weird. And I need to get my Australian accent back actually, because apparently Australians really, really don't like people talking in like American accent, or maybe in Pommy accent, which is English accent. So I'm trying not to be one of those people who have American accent, because I don't want to get hated. Actually, no, it's because I want to get some business off Australians, so it might be good to start practicing my Australian accent again. But Australian accent can be very, very slow. It's a bit frustrating at times. Sometimes you have to speak like. I remember like when I was in accounting, it was like, oh, everyone's Australian, right? So they speak like, yeah. And before I knew it, I was doing it too. I was like, yeah. I got this from Miniso. Spider-Man. They have they're doing, I'm not sure if they're still around, they're doing a Marvel special, so you can get like Marvel products on their shop. And I was like, I want to get something. That's what I did. Oh god. I don't think it has YouTube. I really did not fix anything, because I got really pissed off with Streamlabs for switching my Stream Element to Streamlab without asking me at all. So I'm like, oh, fuck this. So I didn't bother to get any kind of housekeeping in order. Dirty water. Alright, be right back. I'm gonna change the water. Oh god. But you know what I learned from the marketing bit from that event is that if you want to attract your target market, you have to put your target market on the face of the marketing, because this is the guy who's teaching it, but this is the target market. So they're targeting like women who are basically in the career decisions of their life, kind of CRISPR. And then because most of the people who turned up are actually women, and I realized the only reason I clicked was because there was a woman's face on it, and I realized that is such a good piece of marketing. And I'm like, oh my god, who is my target market? Who do I want to target that I can actually get this kind of result from them? Oh yes, my tongue is finally have unrolled. It is basically saying all the things that I wanted to say in my brain without any hesitation whatsoever. I love streaming. This is basically what I'm doing right now, typically. This is why I stream, so that I don't have any hesitation between what I'm thinking and what I'm saying. But I'm trying to get back to meditation again. It's because I've been kind of abandoning it and neglecting it for the past few months, and especially with the Mind Body Festival coming out, so it will be really good to kind of just get back into the rhythm again of meditation. And it's really hard because I realized that my brain is basically just kept chattering and chattering. I think it will take a while to kind of come back to total stillness of the body again. But hopefully we will get there soon enough. And we will make sure that Operation Calm will be on the way. Oh darn, now I'm actually fluent again in talking. I don't want to talk. Isn't that weird? Like how we get what we want and then suddenly we stop doing what got us there. That's like so human. It's like, alright, we got what we want. It's time to stop improving now. We can just stay where we are now. There is no need to improve anymore. It's very bad. You really need to talk about things, because otherwise how do you know that things gonna work out or not? Oh, so noisy where I live. I want to get to somewhere quieter, but then again, I'm afraid that if I go live somewhere quieter, I'll be freaked out, because I went to this mountain once, and then it's so quiet at night. There's not even well, there's probably like noises, but because there's a lot of nature around it, the noise basically being absorbed into nature, so you won't hear a lot of it. And at night you basically can't hear anything. It is so scary. I was so scared. I was like, oh my god. I was with my friend, but even then it was so difficult. I was like, can you put a song on? I don't want it to be silent. That's basically what I did to my friend. I told my friend to put a song so that I can feel at ease. I have a lot to go. I thought I was done, and then I found like empty back pages for this particular, for my old stuff, and then now I'm like, oh, I have a few more to go. My battery is at 35%. Oh, I have to go soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11 to go. I have to go soon. That's okay, so I can leave you raw style with your game. So probably took a lot of your time. Thank you for the beats. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me too. I don't know when it's gonna be the next IRL stream, because I don't really want to do IRL stream anymore. It's a lot of hard work. Oh, can we do it at MBS Festival? Maybe I should. That'll be a good opportunity, because like there'll be, oh, I don't know whether they're going to allow streaming inside there. That'll be a good place to go, because you basically, oh, I don't know. Let's see, I guess. I will load up my data maybe then, and then see if they allow us to stream it. Be a good thing. I have to do it in the afternoon. Oh, another bit. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. I haven't received bits in a long time. I'm gonna cry. This is how it felt to be appreciated when you stream. Actually, I got a lot of bits stuck in Twitch. I can't get it out because it hasn't hit the threshold yet. So I think I've been like, I have like, I don't know, a few dollars in it. Anyway, I better take my leave. It's 34% battery, so by the time I finish this, it's probably gonna die anyway. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you later whenever that is. Thank you for the bits. Bye.